Hey everybody, Andy Schlitzky here, CEO of Manifest, with Adam Grantham, CFO of Manifest. And just obviously, given the market volatility, wanted to chat again really quick. We've seen this before, haven't we, Adam?
We absolutely have. The most recent example I think would be COVID, March 2020. And there was a lot of emotion back then. And the emotion was a little different because there was also, this unknown illness and pandemic kind of sweeping the country at that point, if you go back in time. Obviously, we have the data on that now. But going back and putting yourself back in that same position, the emotions are very high again. And this is where, sometimes we can see people make the wrong financial moves when they make emotional decisions. And remember that that's why we're here. We're here to help people make good financial decisions, not knee-jerk decisions. So if you're having, lots of emotions and thoughts about it, I encourage you to reach out to us and to have a conversation with that. But the thing to remember with that is your accounts are not all just equities, right? We use asset allocation as a cornerstone of what we do within the financial planning portion. So you've got bonds, you've got equities, and inside of those, you have a lot of different pieces moving inside of those as well. So when we're looking at this, we've really got to understand that it's way more complex than just getting out of the market, quote unquote. Within that, there's different levers that we pull and different times that it's better to do things than others, right, Andy?
All right, that makes sense. And I think in the 20 plus years we've been doing this, I think you'd agree that when the market's down like this, we view this as buying opportunities, and it's the hardest, to get people to invest at this
Yep.
time, even though it's probably the most logical. And when markets are at all-time highs, it's easy to get people to put money into the market, even though that probably is, um, not the most efficient sometimes. So we're looking at this as an opportunity to rebalance portfolios, acquire more shares, and acquire things at a lower cost and from the equity side, while the fixed income has maintained value, and really hopefully in the long term, increase value in accounts over time. But it's the same. I think we view it as an opportunity if you have cash on the sidelines, if you have things in safe investments that you've been waiting to put into equities. Now is an opportunity because of what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So the other thing is remember that these are quote unquote paper losses right now unless you sell the shares. As you look at it, they're unrealized losses right now in the account when you look at that. You still have the same number of shares, unless there's a rebalance and we're able to, go purchase more shares at a lower price on garage sale prices, basically. And then you have more shares when the market continues. So in the long term, if you're a long-term investor, this is a wealth building opportunity. Long term generally is how they're thought of. So things are on sale. As you go through and you think about this, any final things that we should leave people with, Andy?
like you said earlier, is try to continue to make informed decisions, not things based on emotion. Understand that we see movements in the market like this on a relatively uh, often basis now, which is it's if you've been paying attention to this stuff at all, you understand that the market moves up and down, and most of the things that we're doing with clients are based on more on longer term situations. And if we have assets that are meant for more short term goals, we're not typically in something super aggressive anyways, so we're not as affected by what market movement is doing. So I think it's just, yeah, continue to keep emotion out of what you're doing, and keep an eye on the goals that are down the road. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks, Andy. Appreciate the time. I'm Adam in Lakeville, and Andy's up in Maple Grove with Manifest. So we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.